What's up, guys? In this video I'm going to be teaching y'all how to set a coon trap. Okay, so for this video you pretty much only need two things. So first, of course, you need your trap. This is a Duke dog-proof trap, and the reason why it's called dog-proof trap, you know, you don't catch dogs in it, and you also don't catch cats in it. For this trap to work, you have to actually physically pull a trigger. So you can only really catch animals that have opposable thumbs. Second thing you're going to need, marshmallows. You can use, the marshmallows are for bait. Pretty much, bait-wise, you can use pretty much anything since you're trapping coons. Trapping coons is pretty easy. You can use marshmallows for bait, dog food, cat food, anything you want, pretty much. Anything that's pretty much edible. I choose marshmallows because, well, they're white, so they stand out from everything else, and so the coons can see them better. Two, well, everybody likes marshmallows, and they're sweet. So coons really like sweet things, by the way. You could use honey too. So pretty much, I have my my trap here attached to this chain. So pretty much this chain, you could just wrap around a tree, and you could use a stake. You could use anything like that to like hammer it in the ground. I just use a chain it around a tree. That's pretty much what I do. I've only had one or two coons get out of my trap. That's because I made a few mistakes in my days of trapping. But so dog proof, pretty much. You go like this, you pull this lever like this, and this little dog thing right here, you pull it down, and then as you can see right here, there's this thing right here. You're gonna want to slide this, it's called a dog, this little lever thing. Slide it, don't really know if you can see that. You're gonna want to slide it in there to where it just sits like that. It just sits in there like that. So if you look in there, there's that little trigger, that thing that's going across. That's the trigger. You have to physically pull that, and the coon sticks their hand in there, and when they pull the thing, the trigger, it cuffs around their hand, like around their wrist, like a handcuff. So pretty much, what you need to do, you set it just like I showed you, and pretty much, this is for entertainment purposes only. So I'm not gonna trap a coon today. Got school tomorrow. So you just pretty much, you stake it in the ground, pretty much. Get it in the ground like that. Okay, where you can see it. This dirt's a little hard. Okay, so then, next thing, get your marshmallows. And mine are a little melted, as you can see. They're not really clumped, so you just start stuffing them down there. And eventually, and you try to get them under the trigger, because they'll have to like reach around the trigger. You just try to do anything you possibly can to just try to get them to pull that trigger. So pretty much, you're just gonna pile these in there, and what the coon is gonna think, they're gonna think, oh, well, I'm just grabbing food out of this whole thing, is what they're thinking. They don't really know what it is, and they're curious animals. They'll be pulling it out, and then all of a sudden, they'll grab that trigger thinking it's a marshmallow or dog food or whatever you want to put in there as bait, and then they'll pull it up, and that's what makes the trigger go off. So pretty much after you're done just stuffing those in there, you're pretty much just going to stuff them in there, and you want it right above, you want the level of the bait that you're using, you want it right above the trigger. Because if you pile it up to the very top, then they might accidentally like grab a piece of food, and it might set the trigger off, set the trap off, but it might not get their hand, if you know what I'm saying. I know it's hard to explain, but so then afterwards, you just want to, these are really sticky, you just want to pretty much just put some marshmallows around the trap, so that they, so that the coons that are walking on this trail, try to get it on a trail. You pretty much want them to just be like, what's that? Because they're curious. And so there you go. So if I let me turn the camera around. There we go. So as you can see, that this right here, this would be tied around a tree for a stake, and pretty much, as you can see in there, it's just above the trigger, and then there's some marshmallows around the trap. So that is how you set a coon trap. Also, when you're setting a coon trap, you want to find a good area. So I am right on the edge. I'm on the bank of pretty much a small creek, and so as you can tell right here, there's water. There's my trap right there. Oh no. So pretty much you want to find a good spot for your trap to go, either on a trail where you know coons are traveling. If you have cameras set up, and that's a good thing. You want cameras. I have 2 of them. You can really see where the coons are traveling if you have trail cameras, and those are really helpful. So guys, I hope you liked this video. Hope it helped you out a little about coon trapping and all that. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that post notifications button, and we're out.